Room 5 moves like Jagger. It's B100 today's hit music show. I'm Rich. Good morning, Kamloops.
Jeremy Reed joining us in studio for the reality of realty. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So we're going to talk a little bit about the market itself because, we hear all these things. It's up, it's down, what's going on. But you guys are going to be adding a tool soon to a website you're creating that's going to help people better monitor the market.
Yeah. And it's just... it's more just an excitement thing for me because I was saying when I came in here, I feel like a kid with a new tool.
Yeah.
I had a realtor named Sid Hutchinson who I want to give complete credit to because he's brilliant with it, but he's down in the Vernon Remax. And I met with him, and he has stats that he tracks in pencil since 1984.
Wow!
And he's in up markets, down markets. He's navigated. He's almost he's really good at understanding markets. So I spent about an hour with him. He explained how the markets run, what to look for, what metrics to gauge. Then I spent 3.5 hours down at the Kadria board office, Kamloops board office, just taking notes. Like if you take a look, it's just page after page.
Got your own little Bible there
so
now.
I got stats since 1984. Now I'm just trying to figure out what it all means.
Right.
Well, you said because he's got a massive book.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
of all these stats.
Yeah, and he went really in depth. Like he tracked interest rates and stuff. So there's definitely some more information I have to get. But what I've just found absolutely fascinating with it is you can see every boom, every bust. You can see what happened in between those booms and busts coming. And it's really three metrics that you're looking at. And I've heard this over and over again: absorption rate, list to sell ratio. And it's good for a snapshot, but it's also really key if you look over a long period of time.
Okay.
So without getting into numbers, basically what I'm going to start is webs on 6weeksold.ca/market watch. We're going to take all this data, break it down, compare it to the other boom and bust markets. Because just to give a little rundown, list to sell ratio is basically how many of the active listings that are on the market are we currently selling every month.
Yeah.
And basically, if you take a look since 1984, every time we get to 25% or higher, we really start escalating. Every time we're 15 to 25, we're pretty balanced. Anytime we get under 10, we get we get in trouble.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when you saw 2008, we started getting into like 5-6%.
Right.
But the other number that's really interesting that I never looked at is the list to sell ratio of listings. So for every sale that happens each month, how many listings are coming on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so a balanced market will be 1.5, which is where we're kind of at now. But it was kind of neat when I went back to 2007, 2008, or some of the booms in the 90s, you see that number creep up to 2 to 1, 3 to 1. So even though sales are good, that inventory just keeps going, and you just see that space go and go. And as soon as that space starts to happen, that's when you can kind of see it happen, and it comes down. So if you were watching the market, you could actually see it wasn't sustainable. So you could have seen the trends ahead of time. So that's what I'm really excited about. And really, I mean, I know I'm just getting into this now, so I'm no expert, but it's kind of neat to see that, wow, if you look at every area that we were in the cycle, it doesn't look like we're near the cliff right now. It looks very good.
So it's good.
It's good. It looks really good right now. And it has been. In fact, if you go over the last year, we've been actually accelerating. A lot of people thought 2018 was going to be the balance, but median prices, everything are higher in Kamloops. We're averaging 27%, that list to sell ratio. And some months were 1.5 to 1, some were 1 to 1. So it's good. But when I get these graphs, if you guys go there, I think it'll be interesting to watch and just track along with what's happening.
And predicting this is, because we all know sometimes like, should I sell? Should I move? Should I do this? Should I do that? Well, knowing those market trends will help you decide whether it's the right time to sell or buy.
Well, exactly. And where it gets really exciting is, okay, you see that going. There's a couple of options you can have. You can obviously sell if it starts to look like it's going to drop, or you can refinance and pull some equity out so you have it when it drops if you want to reinvest. But where it gets really interesting is when it starts to balance out and you see that sweet spot come back. 2010, 2011, when you saw the rebound, if you were watching then, that's where it would have been exciting to invest. So again, just it's like a big tool. It's a toy. I mean,
once you get the website, what was the website?
6weeksold.ca/market watch. It's not up yet, but
will be.
Before I come back next time, it will be.
Okay.
And I'll be able to talk more about it.
So if this was all Greek, you just talk to Jeremy.
Yeah.
Because he's doing all the stats and stuff, so you don't have to.
He might even make you some souvlaki.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, guys.